innovative content, global audience.
Marriage is a beautiful union, and it is a union between a man and a wife. It is a sacred. It is a union where two people come together, that is a man and a wife, and decide, to spend the rest of their lives together. It is such a beautiful and harmonious, union. But what we have in our present society is the high rate of divorce, especially amongst young people. Today, we are live at our SRTV studio, and coming to you this morning is a program, Romance and Relationship. And we want to highlight some of the causes of the high rate of divorce in our society today. I am IGUVE.
And I'm Princess KESSY. You're welcome and good morning.
Kess, it's romance and relationship, and you're looking
Yes.
very romantic this morning.
Now, you cannot look romantic with brown color now.
But there's red.
No,
You can look romantic with any color. Any color can be romantic. It depends on how you want to, romance it.
That's true. How are you today?
Oh, it's Children's Day. Oh.
Yes. And
Am I not a child?
The children. Of course, you're somebody's child.
I'm a child, though, so people should wish me happy Children's Day.
Congratulations to all the children out there. A big shout out to all the children who love you all. And of course, children are heritage
from the Lord.
So we appreciate every child out there. From SRTV, we say
Happy Children's Day.
Children's Day to you.
And of course, the children in Nigeria, we wish you a wonderful celebration. You guys are special. That is why today is set aside to celebrate you. So mothers, do something special for your children. This is romance and relationship. So of course, I know SRTV is going to have a special program for the children where they're going to celebrate children. So for now, let's talk romance.
Yes. The question is, why the high rate of divorce in our society today? You see,
especially among young people. Yes.
Like you rightly said, marriage is supposed to be sacred, supposed to be
beautiful,
something beautiful, and something you should hold very dear. But we live in a society where people just get into marriage and they throw it out as if it's nothing. And don't forget also that over the time we've seen people, celebrities, young people just get married, and in 2, 3, 1 year they come and they dissolve so easily, even via social media,
and they make it look like it's nothing actually.
Yes.
I think the problem is because people marry for the wrong reasons.
That is correct.
And most people marry when they are not actually ready for it. They just love the idea of marriage without understanding what marriage entails. They just feel, oh, there's this butterfly in my stomach, or you met a rich guy and you just feel that, okay, I have to, get hitched. And some persons actually feel this person that maybe has plenty money. It is maybe when you get married to this person that you now have access to everything without you even having your own life as an individual, especially as a young person. You've not really defined yourself, defined your goals, and then you're going to get married to someone without, with maybe plenty goals or without goals as well. So by the time you get into that union, there's clash of interest, there's clash of everything, and everything is just going wrong. I don't know if you agree with me on that.
Yes, I agree with you on that. When people marry for the wrong reasons, and when people marry because of pressure from the society, pressure from the environment, I just want to get married. People are talking, I'm old enough to get married, and then people marry also for the wrong reasons. You say it could be for support, could be for assistance, it could be under pressure, under duress as well. We've seen over time, especially when we talk about the Northwest, some people get married at a very young age, and before you know, they start realizing.
And sometimes parental influence as well.
Yes, influence, that is true. So at the end of the day, these are some of the reasons. But don't forget also that report says a study has revealed that the main cause of when we talk about divorce here in Nigeria society here, the main cause is tied to infidelity, lack of trust, and barrenness have been identified as some of the major.
Yes, I actually saw that report on the news agency of Nigeria. For, some interviews by some stakeholders, they have attributed that to high rate of divorce. But I beg to disagree, because if you check, for instance, the celebrity marriages, I'm not ruling out these causes completely. I'm not ruling them out of it. I would say barrenness, lack of trust and infidelity. Okay, for the infidelity, I would say okay. But when we talk of barrenness, we have seen women who are even very fertile, who have given birth to lovely children, who have, of course, especially when you check the Nollywood industry, infidelity, I would say, okay, because for women, for instance, let's look at the case of Yul Edochie and his wife.
His wife.
The wife is fruitful, she has had many children, so for that I would say, okay, infidelity plays a key role in,
Okay.
dissolving their marriages. But for barrenness, I would think maybe for the uneducated ones, it can play a role because of African, society.
And the
When there's,
mentality as well.
that barrenness, a woman is under pressure. Sometimes it's not even the fault of the woman, but the family puts her under so much pressure, and then at the end of the day, there's separation and divorce.
And then don't forget also, Ene, that when we talk about barrenness,
Mm.
I beg to disagree on what you said, because I feel that we know that men, sometimes we feel that men, and people will always tie divorce to men being the bad eggs.
Mm.
But I feel that sometimes women could actually be
Definitely.
the fault
Mhm.
or the cause of
Women
that
can
divorce.
also be, infidelity can also be
Yes,
attributed.
to
Women cheat
women.
as well in
Yes.
relationships.
Yes. And now don't forget also that we have a lot of reasons as to why somebody will want to say, I am leaving this marriage. This is the height of it for me.
Mm.
Now, at what point do people think I can no longer cope? Of course, our viewers, we're going to have a marriage coach later on the show today to be discussing, deliberating on some of these very sensitive questions. But before then, and when we talk about barrenness, like you rightly said, this is Africa, this is Nigeria.
Mhm.
You know that mentality here. I once read a report from Brani Ibokwe, a live interview that said he said that because he was married, then the marriage was like 10 years, no child, and he said at the time during the Thanksgiving, the wife got pregnant, they had the baby girl, and that Thanksgiving was so big, and he said that if not for the fact that I really, really love this woman, I would have gone away a long time ago. That even in the industry, a lot of people were saying you are not man enough. Why not just go somewhere? Your wife will not even know. As an African man, you can't stay in marriage 1, 2, 3 years without a child.
You see, exactly, I get you. Don't worry,
Yes,
finish.
so these are some of the issues. And then don't forget as well that it's because we know the celebrities, we hear their stories, they are usually trending. But we have a lot of people as well behind that we don't know nothing about them. They just separate and they go their way, different ways. Don't forget that a lot of people also divorce because of infidelity, barrenness. He can't give me a child, she can't give me a child, let me look for somebody else. And then they go to a separate way. And so I think that's one of the factors.
Okay, in as much
Even
as
though men cannot be predicted, you can have all the beautiful children for them in the world. You can be the
it's not
most
only men that cannot be
beautiful wife.
predicted. We have
Yes.
seen women actually also walk out
Yes.
of marriages, beautiful marriages. I don't want to start mentioning names. We have seen, especially from, of course, the celebrities are the ones whom we see, but there are a lot of persons too. And when you check the rate of divorce and why people run out of marriages, I am always, sympathetic to women because, of course, I'm a woman, and I'm meant to, advocate for women and all of that. But do you know, in our present society, a lot of men are actually suffering, which has, because
Suffering.
I have interacted with a lot of couple. The moment a woman gets married and has, having children, they tend to abandon, themselves and their husbands. So all of the attention and everything is now geared towards the children. And I keep telling women, I'm not married, and this is my own mindset, that I'm projecting out here. If I happen to get married today, my focus wouldn't be on my children, because yes, they are my children. There's nothing I can do about it. They are my children, but these children have a father. They have me, their mother. They're going to have grandmothers, uncles, and aunties, every other person caring for them. Of course, I'm going to be at the forefront to care for my children, to know what they are going to do, to ensure that they are, well brought up. But at the same time, I'm not going to, because of my children, abandon my husband. That is why, for me personally, I don't subscribe to having plenty children, because I cannot kill myself. Yes, that's serious.
I understand. Like you said earlier, the marriage is a beautiful thing.
It is.
I don't think they should come to a stage in marriage where you feel, okay, I'm already in, I'm comfortable, let me not do the beautiful things.
Can no longer comb your hair. Even use deodorant for young women. Like, dress properly.
I met a lawyer. I always say that here. A lawyer, he actually came to me and we're just trying to work out modality on how to save that marriage. Because of course I think he really loved the wife. And you know this mentality, I think the wife it's he said the wife was brand new as at the time he met a virgin and all that. So letting go became so difficult at that time. He felt this woman used to be very clean, very neat, and all of a sudden, you don't make your hair, you look unkept, the house is dirty, the children are unkept. So we kept talking at that point in time, and the man really tried to like hold on for a long time. So these are some of the issues. Maybe the man actually even married you for that particular reason. The fact that you're clean, the fact that you smell nice and all that, these are some of the things that when we talk about healthy relationship, how are you packaging or organizing or whatever that
You
relationship?
see the way I'm looking at it. You know
Yes.
me, I can go here and go here at the
Yes.
same time. Sometimes too, these men, how supportive are you of your wife? She also has a job, she has children, and she has her own life to live. And you married this lady that was looking so kinky. And then when you marry, you become a lord and savior of every other thing. You just come back, you put your two legs on the table, African man. We have gone past that, generation where men don't support their women. If your wife is unkept, sometimes drag her to the salon and see if she actually say no. Actually, sometimes, if our men should be more involved in the life of this before you were dating, when people were in a relationship, like this lady for instance, maybe when they were in the relationship, the man will even call her, babe, how far, I want to take you to the salon. And then you got married and you forgot about that. She has children taken care of. When a child does can, you are shouting, you're screaming. Sometimes you still have to do the things you've been doing in a relationship if you actually want her to keep that vibes alive. So if men learn to be more supportive, more encouraging, more understanding of our women, I think it will go a long way in, giving them the assurance. Not that a woman, after giving birth to 3 or 2 children, her body size changes and every part of her changes and you're complaining. You have become fat, you have become this. You don't need to complain. You can go and register her in a gym.
Funny
Put in
enough,
the work.
and then funny enough, I also think that men should now realize at some point in time that you see now this is what you got at the beginning. It is not going to be like that for the rest.
And if you want it to be like that, you maintain it.
But it will be difficult as well. Some people hormones sometimes
A woman's
the
body
just change.
changes,
No matter
right?
the amount of exercises here and there, you could go and try to be not to be too
Because
perfect.
you're even talking of exercise. Imagine giving birth to like 3 children and you're thinking of preparing dinner, lunch. What time do you have to go to gym?
These are some
It's
of now,
stressful.
I tell you, let me tell you a short story. So I went to the hospital some I think 2 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago to be precise, here in Gariki. And then the is it radiologist? I don't know, that was supposed to do a
Radiologist.
scan on me. So when they asked me to, remove my clothes and all that, so I looked at them, I looked at the guy, I don't get it. What do you mean? He said, a fine guy, now just let's get this over and that. I said, no, these guys will have to go out actually. Who is actually carrying doing the scan? She said she's the one, but they are the one. I said they should go out. They're like, is it that serious? I said, yes, so it's that serious. They should go out. So they went out. The guy now said, please, so they are going out. So, and I even with her, I was now doing some hard. I'm like, I don't understand why you behaving like that. I mean, woman like you now. And I say you will not understand. I just don't want people seeing my legs for some reason. So she saw my leg like, oh, I understand. But you were very beautiful. You are very, very beautiful. I kid you not. Look at your face, look at your eyes. Forget that. If somebody that wants to love you will love you. And then she said, look at my tummy. She was showing me her tummy. Look, it was very big. And she was wearing something a little bit tight, so it's even very obvious.
Maybe it's what she's comfortable
And
wearing
she
actually.
said, there was a time I used to go to the gym after having children. I would go to the gym. All this I did just to please my husband. There was a time I would carry, how do you call it? Is it magic, whatever belt or waist trainer? I will carry the magic one. I will wear two from morning till night. I won't be comfortable. I can't breathe well. And then there was a day I met a senior colleague of her that if you see her, she was like, why not get a waist trainer also? Look at the way you adjust it. This is not nice. And the lady said, if this is the price I have to pay for having beautiful children, for God to bless me with these children that people are just running head to scatter to look for to buy, then is a crown I must wear. And I am not ashamed. I told my husband as well, that is it. And that actually now changed her own mindset
And built her confidence,
yes, her confidence.
Yeah.
So she went home, she removed that stuff, and you know, that she has been dressing. This is the body. She's beautiful the way she
She's
is.
confident and she's
Yeah.
healthy and she's
Yes.
okay and she's
So my
comfortable.
point is,
There's no need for body shaming, you know.
sometimes men should also realize that the body you got at the beginning will not always remain the same. There will be changes.
Just like
It is not easy
you
to
are
actually
aging.
carry a child for 9 months. You bring forth a child, you carry another just like that, and they expect the body. The men are just there. They are not carrying anything. They are just there.
But even them too, they change. Because by the
Yes.
time these women start feeding them, their stomachs
well.
start getting bigger. Nobody complains. They'll start making guy with it. Like you see some men with big tummy, nobody complains about it. The
Yes.
women still manage you like that. So if a woman is managing you with all of your,
Excesses and all that.
excesses and every other thing, so please, today we are discussing, rate of divorce. All this complaining, people are complaining about women. A woman is barren or there's no child in the marriage, and you are blaming solely the woman. Sometimes like I've seen a case. This couple were married for years, no child in the marriage. So I don't know who advised the husband to go and try something outside. So he actually tried, and then he got a lady pregnant, and everybody started shouting. The mother of the husband started even calling the wife sick. The wife to say, okay, let me to go and try. And behold, she also took in. So what happened? It now happened that these children from the other lady were not even the man's children. So that means the fault has all the while been from the husband. The wife has been going to the hospital. Yeah, let's go for hospital for this checkup. He said, no, I don't have weak erection. I don't have this.
Do you know, in this part of the world, people tend to tie barrenness to women.
Of
Why
course,
is it like that?
every bad thing is woman. Oh. If a child is bad, is a woman. Everything in our society, the only thing that we know men have been carrying with pride is infidelity. At least when you check the rate of men who go cheat on their women, it's high on. So that one they cannot contest it. But every other thing, anything, women are constantly under pressure. So
And
now tell me,
they say, behold your child.
Behold your child, woman.
Let the child be a good son. Or you can say, yes, that is my son. He has my blood.
Yes, before we speak to the coach, in as much as for me, I think marriage is beautiful, marriage is honorable, marriage is sweet. I feel that if it comes to the issue of life and death and you're losing yourself as a woman, you walk away. For me, sometimes I subscribe to divorce.
Yes, and that is why some of the churches will say there's room for separation.
Yes.
At anything that has to do with threat to life. That is how the church starts.
Anything that will steal your sanity and make you go crazy,
yes,
you
so
move.
At that point, you just have to walk away. But these are some of the questions we're going to be throwing to our marriage coach today. At what point should people walk away? And what can we even do to salvage marriages? Because we see that, let's talk about lack of trust. This is one of the key factors to divorce in our society. So when we say lack of trust, for me, for instance, once I stop trusting you, I think that is the end.
I saw a post. I think I saw it on your status one day. If you stop talking to me, that means you're talking to somebody else. And I quickly grabs it, and it has been ringing on my head. Now the point is, guess sometimes this trust is something that you need to keep working on. If I have given you my heart, maybe you used to call me by 6 a.m., by 5 a.m., and then we got married and you're no longer doing all of those things, it will start bringing questions to my head. Or even if we're not married, we're in a relationship, and then you used to do all of those things, you used to call, you're happy to talk with me, and then all of a sudden, I'm tired, I had a stressful day, I had this. When you were coming initially, you were not having all of this. And then what changed?
That is why I
along
said
the
on
line
that post that when the conversation is getting shorter with you, it's actually getting longer with
another person.
else.
Yes. So if you want a woman to trust you, a man to trust you, don't give room for doubt. Sometimes these trust issues comes because people give room for all of this. When you start having plenty men in your life, plenty women in your life, all in the name of all my friends.
Yes, and I don't forget also that sometimes the trust issue we talk about could be when at some point in marriage somebody cheats on their wives, on their husband, and somehow because of the love they have for each other, they still find their way back to each other
without proper counseling.
Yes, and then you see somewhere along the line, that issue will always
resurface.
When you begin to think that, like I really do hope he would watch this. He told me, somebody very close, that, do you know that the wife he got one day, not like he's not the kind of man that used to check the wife's phone, but not like they used to have a password. So he just carried but he just went to WhatsApp, and then the next thing he saw that the ex has been calling. They used to go and hang out, not like they meet at fast food and all that he was heartbroken. because as far as is concerned here, the wife has never hidden anything from him.
Him.
So why this particular one?
Because it's sensitive information. No, because it's sensitive. If I love you, I'll protect your emotions. That is why I told someone, I said, if I'm in a relationship with you, and it's not everything. See, sometimes we need to use our heads. If, for instance, you're having a best friend that I don't know about, and you know that if telling me is going to cause me any form of emotional distress, because you know one thing with the brain, if I told you now, for instance, if I'm in a relationship with you, and I told you, okay, I'm going out with my ex, whether there is, even if the ex is calling for maybe for help or for what, you will still have that question, why are you still communicating with your ex when you have moved on? So sometimes people tend to do things. For me personally, I would prefer a scenario where, in as much as we are honest, you should also be able to use your head to know the things that are going to hurt my feelings and not tell me. Because I feel you need to protect my emotions, you need to protect my feelings. If you like to maybe be around girls, hug girls, do this. If I'm present, you need to respect the fact that I am there and not do it openly. Not because, oh, I just want to live my life, I just want to be myself, and you keep doing all of those things. So you know you're even going to hurt me. So I think maybe the wife might be. I'm not making excuses for
Yes.
her. Maybe she's
But the
coming
thing
from
is
that
that
point.
the thing is that the man actually alleged that the wife also the ex also bought a lot of things for the wife, and then what he did that he was broken for days. And
Mm.
what he did, he took the wife, enter my car, leave your car, enter my car. They had a long drive.
That's healthy.
He wasn't saying anything for like 2 3 hours. He was driving from Use to Gariki to. He was just turning. He didn't say a word. The wife knew something was
Oh,
up and she was already panting. And now the only thing he told the wife was that I just hope that you have not done what I'm thinking. I hope so. But I wish you well with your ex. I'm not going to stop that friendship, but I hope sincerely that nothing has happened because that would be the end. And that he did not stop loving the wife. He used to bring money as well for upkeep. But that there was no longer, that coldness all of a sudden that the wife begged, the wife cried. That because he felt the trust was broken because they have never hidden, even him, the ex will tell the wife, see what this lady said, oh, she wants this, that. Why is it that the woman had to hide this particular one? So something
mm.
serious was happening. So these are some of the issues. When a trust is broken in a relationship, you tend to I also know somebody that got married to a virgin at some point. They at some point they were dating at that time. At some point they broke up, the lady went somebody else, and later she came back, they got married. That thing is still ringing on the man. So the man will keep telling us, the friends, that this woman would have been my property from 1 to 100. But
You
look,
don't
at
own.
some
You don't.
point,
Nobody's your
yes,
property.
at some point, look at what she did. And it's something I can't forget. So
So
sometimes
no,
when
no.
you're when
Sometimes you should ask him too.
mm,
At that point when they broke up or they separated, didn't he date somebody else? Was
he
he
said
waiting for
no.
her?
I asked that question. He said no because he was really hurting.
So why did
And
they break up?
that it was because of the other guy. One thing that he said, that sometimes when you are with a lady
Mm.
that is new to this kind of thing, maybe she wants to have a taste, or she wants to know what's up out there. Let me try another one. That is one-sided story. So
But
talk is
have
cheap.
they really? Did you really ask him if they've talked about it? They are married now, right?
Yes, you're
So
married.
instead of harboring these issues, which is not healthy, that is why I think Nigeria needs to grow for us to have all these counseling resources.
Communication.
Before you get married, like it's something I would like to do if I'm getting married with my, if I'm getting married in the future. I would like us to come to this safe place where we can talk about everything. You lay it bare, you know. When I get to know you, I get to understand you. That is why I feel people should get matured and really grow up to be able to confront, because there are, see, some issues in marriages and just very minor. It's just because of lack of emotional intelligence, lack of things, just minor issues. I feel that the coach will be able to, because me, I'm not married, so if anything I'm saying, I'm just
Of
saying it
course,
from my
and that is
own
why we
young
have a
person's
coach.
point
We
of
already
view.
made mention, viewers, that some of the factors to divorce, high
Mm,
rates of divorce here in Nigeria, is infidelity, lack of trust, and barrenness. These are the major ones, the three big ones that have been identified so far as
mm,
the key rates of factor and to marriage. And then when we talk about the disadvantages, how this marriage divorce affects the side effect on children, because sometimes when there are kids involved, the children are actually at the receiving end of
mm,
divorce. Not even the man, not even the woman.
That is when the divorce will always affect,
The
children.
children.
They are always the ones who suffer because you get to share two homes. Where will you be at this point? And Nigeria, most divorce, where we don't have all of these resources, like I said, you don't have all of these counseling resources. Sometimes people even divorce without the finances being there. People who get divorced, at the end of the day, the children are always, always, always ending up with a mother who sometimes is not even gainfully employed, and then she's struggling with her life. And it's easy sometimes for the men to move on, so the children are just hooked up with their mothers. And in Nigeria, you feel like as a woman, you don't want to give up your children, you don't want to give them away, because if you do sometimes, because I've seen people who actually divorce, and I actually like a lady who divorces recently. She's struggling, she doesn't have anything, and I'm like, okay, are you people co-parenting? She said, no, I don't want my husband anywhere near my children. I'm like, for the sake of these children, I feel that people need to get to that point where when you divorce, you don't think of yourself. Yes, you're moving on, you're saving yourself, but you think of the well-being of these children. These children need their father, they need their mother. So you don't try to take the children away from their father and feed them with wrong information. So people need to think of all of these things. You need to think them through before you actually divorce. If you're getting married, you should get married to somebody who can welcome your children, both man and the woman. So I feel that some of these issues,
I think this study did not carry, because we live in the society, we live among married people. We're friends or family to them. Another thing is
and
violence.
we all come
When
from
we talk
families
about
as well.
both emotional, physical, any kind of violence, this is one major factor. I've seen people divorce just because of whether physical abuse, sexual abuse,
Emotional abuse.
emotional abuse. So abuse is one of the key factors.
Mm.
Now I have a friend in Lagos that is actually from my state, is actually going through a divorce process right now. That marriage is just like 2 years, and one in Abuja, yeah, you know him, and that one is just like a year, like 3 months.
I met a guy too. He was my friend, those days when we started media practice. And when I met him, I remember he was married. So when I saw him at Wuse Market, when I went to get some stuff, so I saw him, I was like, how is your wife? He said, that's a forgotten story. I was like, but your marriage is barely 3 years. So what happened? He said, nah, it's a long story. If you know what I know, I wouldn't have gotten married. I'm like, but you guys can work things out and all of that. He said, do you know, I actually got married to my wife, and my wife just woke up one morning and told me she was out of love. She said it was that simple. She was very blunt about it.
My question, Ene, is what is it that our parents, the other generation, did that we are not doing? Or what is the difference? Because like we said earlier on the show, the rate at which young people just come, the next thing you hear somebody's getting married. Like this one that happened, that marriage, it was supposed to be 1 year anniversary this last March, but they even broke up before that March. I was one of the shareholder of that.
Shareholder, that's wonderful.
Yes.
So you got shareholder
as well.
I trust in a hyping princess.
Yes,
I know now.
I spent my
Event
own money.
planner.
Yeah, I went plan events. Actually. I spent
So you
my own
actually are
money.
feeling bad
The energy
that you invested in something that didn't work out.
Didn't work out. So
Oh.
the energy, my money, my time, as well. I even had to invite my own friends to come. I think I had my classmates, some of my friends, they came and they were there. We had a table of like 10. I made sure that they ate, they drank, they had gifts and all that. So this is somebody I did for somebody. I thought, okay, I'm close with the girl,
and you were very hopeful that this was going to,
yes,
last.
This is something perfect or close to perfect. And then now they just woke up. It was about like 7-8 months, and like they are done. And the lady kept saying she's done. She can't do this. She can't do it. Like, okay, what is going on? The issue is I don't know what our parents did. Maybe patience, maybe they were not saying it. Like this is social media world as well, where anything happen, you run to social media. And of course, the onliners, they're always waiting to tell you whether good or bad.
I think what the point there is our parents got married as African women. We are Westerners now.
Okay.
So we are borrowing everything. Like we are learning from the wrong side of everything, because we see a lot of things. And in those days when our parents got married, like today, my parents have been married for over 40 years and they are still married. Not because they don't argue or they don't have issues, but up till this moment, my mom still, there's something I still love about that marriage. Like she's still an African woman, in the sense that you treat your marriage as if it's your crown. My mom she's well educated. She still has her job. She still goes to work, but she still honors her marriage as if when you go home and you want to carry a particular cup, you tell your peg, leave it down, is for my husband. Like, there's still that regard for marriage. There's still that sacredness in marriage. There's still that dedication. You know that you're getting married and you're putting your heart to it. But these days, you get married and you're going on with this attitude of, I beg go me, I can't kill myself. Some persons don't even know how to cook. Some persons don't even know how to clean their home because you feel you can, get helps, get all of this. And some persons don't even know how to talk. They don't even have respect. You leave your home training. Sometimes there are not even parents to train you because of education. You just leave the home when you were very young, and then sometimes even after the parents have trained you. So bad upbringing sometimes too can be a cause of divorce.
Of course.
After your parents have trained you, they have done all their homework, you now come and retrain yourself by learning Western culture. You're watching Oyibo film. This is how Angelina Jolie is doing. This is how this person is doing. You now carry that madness and enter your marriage. What do you think you are going to gain? Not me, I'm talking as a woman because I know I have credibility to talk to young people, to talk to women. So personally, I know there are things I will still borrow if I get married from the ones I've learned from home. And I know you share the same. Like, I've heard you talk about your mom. So, so loving, and I can't wait to actually meet her. These people got married as African women. They are still African women in dressing, in speaking, in courtesy, in everything. In our own present dispensation now, everything, the reverse is the case. Even young children, like today is Children's Day, forgive me. There are children who are so rude. Like, you can't go to some houses and they will greet you. So imagine these children growing up to get, which marriage would they sit down in and like, which man wants to tolerate that?
That is true. And then when we talk about, sometimes too, I feel like our parents, like you said, and our parents had even when you see people like a parent, some of them are the widower,
and they know God,
upholding this value, the secrecy of marriage up to now, whether or not their spouses are no more.
And they are so dedicated to things of God.
That is it, dedicated. But I don't know at what point did our generation come to a place where marriage is not you buy like a recharge card or a chewing gum when
it's
you're
competition now.
These are some of the questions we're going to be asking our coach. Don't go anywhere, viewers. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, I'll be coming back with our guest, a marriage coach. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because
we're gonna shut it down. Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your tickets. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi. Okay, I'm back with the flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no.
Ice Prince. Yeah.
Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because
we're gonna shut it down. Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your tickets. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi. Okay, I'm back with the flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no pain, no gain. All the boys.
Ice Prince. Yeah.
my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride this.
Feelings the boy. Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting. Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because
we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your tickets. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi. Okay, I'm back with a flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no pain, no gain.
Ice Prince. Yeah.
Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London.
Program is romance and relationship, and of course today, like we promised you before we went on that break, that we are going to be coming back with a marriage coach. And this marriage coach, let me tell you one fun fact: he's been married for over 3 decades, 39 years, of successful marriage. That's not a joke, right? It is not a joke. 39 years. So today, you are not just going to be hearing from just anyhow marriage goes. He's somebody who is in the marriage and he has seen, he has come, he's conquering, and he's still conquering, and he's still in love with his beautiful wife, and of course blessed with gorgeous children. So it's Mr. Ezirim Basil today on the show. It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, you're welcome to the show today. So I'm really thrilled when I heard your marriage has been for
39 years. Like I can't imagine right now.
That is something that you don't get to see these days. That is something you don't get to hear.
It's a love story.
And it is marvelous
Marvelous
indeed.
in our eyes.
Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations once again, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, you've been a marriage coach for as long as I know now, a marriage teacher and all that. So, how would you describe, we see in Nigeria here, when we even talk about Kano, for instance, alone, you see we record 1 million divorce yearly, the rates, and other states as well, especially among the young people. What is it that you think is the problem? What do you think we're not doing right as a people?
Well, my little understanding is that it starts from home.
Okay.
It starts from home, lack of home training. We'll find out that a lot of parents these days don't have have time for their children, both the male and the female children. They don't care. What they do, give them wonderful education, place them in the very expensive school, and now bring in, what do you call it, house help to come and assist. You see that the house help will be doing everything in the house, sweeping the house, washing the plate, cooking. While these children will come back from school, you see a child of 12 years, you carry the food gift to her. She will come back and cross her leg. If she is not watching movie, she's watching the pressing the food, looking at social media. And this social media is just affecting them in life. Anytime such a girl or a boy contracts marriage, you just think that it's all about the things he or she watches on the television, or the things he or she sees in the social media. So I felt that if I want to blame, I used to talk to the parents. I said, most of you are the cause of all this, because you don't give your children a very good training. One, to have the share of God, and let them know exactly that, see, marriage is not a bed of roses. So that when you contract it, you must know that there will be times for hard time, there will be times for things that will be flourishing. So they don't have time to teach their children on this. So I felt it's giving us a lot of problem in the marriage. So I think I will just make you brief there.
Okay, sir. Mr. Ezirim, I'm really excited to be talking with you right now because I want to tap into your blessings, of a successful marriage for this long. So my question to you is, what is that secret that has helped you to stay married for this long? That I know there have been, of course, marriage cannot be for this long, and they've not been one argument here and there. Of course, it's not a bed of roses, and I know yours too has come to that point where there's been little itches here and there. So, what is that one thing that has kept you, married for this long?
Yeah, you have asked me one wonderful question. A guy asked me in the class one day. He says, "Sir, what is your secret?" Before I entered into marriage, I was young. Before I entered into marriage, I made a covenant with my God that I will never quarrel with my wife.
Wow.
I will never argue with my wife. I made it as a covenant. I entered. These 39 years I am telling you, I and my wife will pray together. We eat together, we bathe together, we sleep together.
Wow.
When I teach them like this, they become shocked. These things we do it together. So even if I'm not around, she will cook and wait for me whenever I come back. Even if she's not hungry, she must join me as we eat, we talk. These are the things that I felt that is keeping our bond together till today. Keeping the relationship alive. When you see her, you see me, I will tell you that we are this age, you won't believe. Some young ladies will just see her begin to think that she's just a small girl, and they don't know that she's 60 years. Now,
Wow.
while myself, I am 67 years, but you can't believe. We are so happy we don't have, but because we do things together. You remember that the scriptures, the English word say, the family that prays together
Stays together.
So
that's
these
wonderful.
are one of my secrets.
Wow, and it's a good thing that we've learned that secret. It's interesting.
Yes, it is quite interesting to know that as of today, the marriage is 39 years old, and we still
together, eat together. Oh my goodness, God, that's
meanwhile,
so
we that are the young people, we feel like, okay, after 1 month, we're tired of each other.
Rooms.
We go separately, we do things separately. I just really do hope that people will take this your tips seriously. This is something I think will help marriages. I know I've heard you
I
say
use
this
it.
before in the class, and that is why I said this is quite interesting to know that as of 30-something years, you still wait for each other at some point to know that I'm not eating, I'm waiting for my husband, for my wife. I don't think the youth of these days have the patience. I think we are impatient, and then
is it patience or they are too busy with their phones?
yes, the
And that takes us to the next question. Okay, you wanted to say something?
Yes.
Okay, and that takes us to the next question, sir. In Nigeria, for instance, we have highlighted some of the causes of divorce. So now I want to ask a very sensitive question, and I want to go gender-based right now. Would you attribute, cases of divorce? Do you think women are more at fault when it comes to divorce in our society?
I did not hear you clearly.
So would you say women are more at fault when it comes to divorce in the society?
I don't understand it very well. That women are.
Would you agree that women are more at fault when it comes to divorce in the society?
Yes, 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 yes. Women are, they are the one, in fact, initiating divorce. I know that the men are not seeing the same thing, but many times you find out that men can tolerate. I later find out that there are some young men, after their work or business, instead of them going home, they will resort in one garden. They will collect only one bottle of beer. And they will be watching the movie, watching this. What are they doing there? They will be sipping the beer. Maybe they close work by 6, but they can stay there till 10, 11. Why? They are going home so that before they reach home, the nagging lady has gone to bed, has gotten weak, so they will go home. Then you find out that when the ladies feel that, no, I can't take this man again, I can't take this man again. If they have a lot of things, if she feels that if she initiates divorce, she will go out with something, she will not go and initiate divorce. But if not, she will just pack her things and go. And that is the reason I came to Abuja here. You see a lot of single ladies who have one or two kids, and they are comfortable. They say, what do they need with man? What do they need man for? They don't want to be under a man again, but they have friends they sleep with. They have married men they go out with. But to have them as a husband, they say, no. I'm okay. I can take care of my children. I can train my children. But that thing is affecting our society, seriously. It's affecting our society. So most ladies, they don't have patience at all to endure. I don't know. I know that during marriage, what we always hear is for better, for worse, for riches, for poor, for sickness, for health. But you find out that when they contract the marriage now, once it is better, it's okay, they can manage. But once it has entered the worst, and especially when they find out that maybe then they say they are doing something, they just felt that the best thing is to quit this marriage. So I'm a Catholic. If you go to a tribunal, you find out that if you have 20 marriage cases, women are the ones that brought up to 15. Then men may be 5. Because when the man feels that, in fact, I cannot endure any longer, he may now decide, okay, now let us go and settle this. So in our church, it's not easy now. You cannot just say you want to get out of the marriage and you start getting out of the marriage, unless the marriage involves bullying. But they can go to court and do whatever they like there.
Now, sir, report says that the main factor to divorce here in Nigeria is infidelity, lack of trust, and of course barrenness. Do you share this report? Do you agree with this study?
Yeah, when you come for barrenness, let me start from the barrenness. The barrenness, many times I always teach young men, I say, go and check. 75% or 70% of barrenness are from the men, not from the woman. Not from the woman. Then 15 may be from the woman. Then the other one that remain will be demonic, something which can be prayed over. It can be prayed over. Then I know that there are some that is pure for them to wait for God. Maybe they have diagonized, they have gone for, they have met the gynecologist and checked them, they are normal. You know that God is waiting for his time. Well, then, but some men who understood this, many of them don't give themselves for, what do I call it? They don't give themselves for treatment.
They just believe it's a woman's fault. It's a woman's problem. The woman is usually the cause.
Any class I'm teaching, I always tell them that men, majority is your fault. I've seen in the course of my counseling, I've seen that majority are from men. But you know that it's the woman that bears the burden, because everyone will be blaming the woman. Are you sure say this one, let's say, I won't never spoil? Are you sure this one never did? And that is the reason many of them use a lot of things to go and get children. Then, when you talk about infidelity, I always teach them in the class, infidelity is supposed not to spoil your marriage. Okay, you got your wife that sleep with a man. Then for that reason, you say, and who is the woman you are going to bring in? Are you going to heaven? You bring another woman in. So many times, I always tell them, that's supposed not to, and don't have it in your back of your mind at all. Because in Job chapter 3, verses 25, Job said, what I feared has come upon me. I said, don't put that thing in fear. I was doing counseling last week. There were two couples that just wedded on December. They started having issues. And the issue is that once the lady sees that the man is starting, say, you are cheating on me, you are cheating on me. The man with his soul, he said, I am cheating on you. I said, don't let those things be disturbing you. And that is why marriages are getting spoiled. Trust your partner. There's something my wife used to say. You say, you see her husband somewhere, say that I know where he is. And she believes that whatever I do, that is on my head. The judgment is on me. And it makes me just have relaxed mind. I have no reason to suspect her. She has no reason to suspect me at all. In all these years, no reason at all to suspect each other.
Wow.
Well, which one again you talk about? You said something again there, the third one.
Infidelity, trust, and barrenness, which you already highlighted, the three as well. You talked about
You talked about trust, you talked about all of the three
yes,
factors.
So we wanted to find out as well, what are some of the negative impact you think marriage have on the children? Because I feel like
divorce.
Divorce, we feel like the children are always the receiving end of divorce.
It has serious negative effects. Yes, I have one now. The lady took the children. The man is the one paying the school fees. A huge amount of money. There are two boys and one girl. So these children will be telling their mother, "We want to go and see our daddy." She we won't go and see the daddy. And if the man said, allow my children to come, so I will be there with them. And the woman was living a very wayward life that the man endured. And the lady tried. It's either to make the man vegetable, he couldn't. I know that it's not to kill, it's just to make the man vegetable so that she can be operating from the house. But the man said, no, I can't take it any longer. So the children are the ones suffering this. We are discussing this week. Say he wants to where the children are about to enter bus to go to the school. He has paid for the school fee. He now begin to ask their mother, "You don't want my children to come to me. You are using these children to torment me. But no problem. I told the children, your mother just wants to use you to torment me. But there's no problem." And they already. The lawyers have told him, don't worry yourself. When the children reach of age, they will follow you. Let her be with the children. So So I felt it affects the one I'm talking now is very close to me. It affects the children negatively, seriously.
Wow.
Seriously. And many times, like what the counselor was doing last week, he really say, why am I afraid of this marriage? Because I know what happened to my mother. What happened to my mother? Because my father like this, before you know it, he married 2 wives, 3 wives. And so for that reason, if the husband start holding food, he'll be getting afraid and he'll get worried and be making noise in the house. I say, are you praying that what happened to your mother will happen to you? He said, no. I said, go and ask God. Go and pray that it will not happen to you. I can see your husband. He's a gentleman. It's not that type of person you are looking at. So what I'm saying, you see, because of the type of marriage the mother had, the thing affected her. A little thing, she want to carry her bag and go. Because she says she doesn't want to share her husband with another woman.
Now, sir, talking about, yes.
I told her your head is not correct. You want to hand your husband to another woman. Don't you know that there are plenty women out there looking for men to collect?
Okay, wow, it's been, it's been interesting, discussions with you, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, sir, you've clearly highlighted lots of these points, and we are, really blessed this morning to, be learning so much from you. But before we let you go, we still have a few questions for you. As a marriage coach and as a counselor for so long, especially for young people, how do you think marriages can be saved? You've highlighted some of the points and you've said so much. Now, for young people, what do you think they can actually do? Or what do you think we can actually do differently to prepare ourselves for marriage?
Number one, we should go back to God, the originator of marriage. I always tell them in the class that instead of you people to start praying, you start having sex. And that sex blinds your eye. That is the reason you people will always tell us that love is blind. I say it's not blind. The thing is that what is blinding you is the sexual relationship you are having. Instead of you to pray and call God, who is the originator of that marriage, to come and be with you. And God is the one to help you to look at the man. On the time, in those days you are courting, you look at this person. Is this person the type of person I will live with in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? Marriage is not all about today, but it's the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, if Christ did not come. Look at it in that form. But many times, because of the romance and everything, you hear some ladies, they say, that one, his dick is very, very deep. I enjoy the thing. And she started enjoying what she will enjoy later. And once you start that, you do not start with God. So, and once you do not start with God, God will be helpless. He will not help you. So, I'm encouraging the young ones. If someone approaches you in marriage, you have friends, you have boyfriends, maybe you are sleeping with them. But if anyone comes up and says, I am interested, I want to settle down with you, please go to God. He is the initiator. Go and pray and ask God the grace. Don't just rush to go and change name. A lot of people are getting married to change name. Don't just rush to go and change name. Ask God to be with you. And once God is involved in that marriage, it will flourish. No matter the challenges, because there must be time for rain, there must be time for storm, there must be time for waves. They will come. But because the marriage is built in Christ, it will stand. It will stand. I always tell them in the class, I said, marriage has no formula, but it has manual. And the manual is the word of God. So I'm encouraging the young ones now. Please, don't just rush, because if you rush in, you will rush out. And that's what they are having now. My friend has gotten married. You see that you see has gotten married. Hey, you see that you will be talking of those who are getting married. You don't know that your own time has not come. And it will make you, if a man opens his mouth, you may you don't even care. What you want is that does he have money? Is he driving car? Is he living in a good house? You go and verify. And once you see all these things, say chicken, marriage don't enter. You don't know that marriage is not all about the things, these things you are seeing that can disappear anytime. It's all about tomorrow. So I'm encouraging the young ones, please let us go back to God. Even if your parents did not teach you things about God, you yourself, you are good. You can go back to God. And again, look at, I asked them in the class, and you want to contract marriage. How many marriage books have you read? You heard the person who say, none. And you want to enter. You have not read one single book about marriage. Jesus asked the Jews in Matthew chapter 19, I think that verse 4 or 5. He said, when they asked him about marriage, he said, have you not read? You need to read something concerning marriage before you enter. And you make time and go for seminars. You hear about marriage seminars, go. You must learn one thing that you will add. Leave social media, leave films. Those ones you see, fake ones you see in film, does not work. The ones you see in social media does not work. This is my advice to the youth.
Wow.
You said quite a
Wow.
lot.
You said in fact you've said everything this morning and you're so blessed.
Thank you so much, sir. So nice having you on the show.
It's been an incredible morning, and do extend our regards to your lovely wife.
Thank you.
Yes, we've been on the call with Mr. Bashir.
It's breaking.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for joining us with well. Hopefully, we're going to bring you on the show again
Next time to
Next
benefit
time.
from your wealth of knowledge, and maybe next time we'll have mommy on the show as well.
It's okay. Even if she's around, it's okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so very much, sir. Do have a lovely Saturday.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Amen.
Wow.
And viewers, that
Wow.
has been an interesting,
Wow.
discussions, and
Wow.
we have, benefited so much. And if you're not watching this program today, you're actually missing so much. And of course, if you are planning to get married, if you're thinking on getting married, and Kes, he actually highlighted a lot of things, and at the center of it all, home training.
Home training.
Mm,
Home training is the key word here, and social media as well. That
Social
is
media.
a major problem that is ravaging marriages, homes, peaceful homes. And you see a peaceful home, somebody just, you see a man and a woman, even these days. I was telling somebody the other day, I noticed that he's always pressing for, and I told him that, my neighbor, I was actually telling him that I have something to say, though. I want to share with you, right? Like, he's not
he's
even listening.
disconnected.
And he's always doing that. I'm like, how are you going to cope when you eventually get married? Like, my babe is already used to this one. How can your babe be this? Is not
That's the problem. Just like he said, you don't have to get used to something that you're not going to be used to for the rest of your life, or used to for the rest of your life. What you don't like, you say it. People pretend a lot. That's pretense. You pretend a lot just to take a lot of shit. You're in a relationship, so anything goes. Like that him being on the phone. If you get married, it's going to be a problem.
Yes.
You're not going to have your husband 247 on the phone and you're not gisting with him. Just like our marriage coach said this day. I was, very excited. You still dated your wife for this long. You eat with her.
39 years.
How many people actually doing it, Kes? How many people they go sit down for joints
So the thing
anyhow?
is that people don't understand that marriages are sacred.
I know you
Marriages
said
is
they
supposed-
talk.
Yes.
Communication is at the center of
Communication,
everything.
not like you're in a marriage, you're sitting somewhere, your wife is somewhere, you both are pressing phones, you're carried away, and this is your home.
You buy iPad for children. Children will sit down and face this side.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Yes, so what do you think? We've said a lot about divorce today, the rates of divorce, and with the rates, what do you think will become the future hope of marriages, especially among the youths?
Well, there's a saying that they say that nobody will go and boil hot water knowing that he or she will fall from a tree. Well,
So you can boil water and not put it under the tree.
That is quite funny.
catching.
So I said, nobody plans that you will follow that it's not one boil water and keep.
Okay. Okay. We get you, sir. That's funny though.
Divorce is something that nobody plans to go into marriage and divorce. It's not a planned thing, but it happens. There are many reasons of why it happens. The first thing to do is to know why you want to go into marriage. A lot of people go into marriage because they see their mates, neighbors, friends going into marriage. What they do is wedding ceremony. They don't go into marriage. They just want to book hall, call DJ, bring a shippy, dance.
Eat rice.
And they spend so much money on these marriages.
Some people spend 5 million for marriage. But something of 1,000 naira can destroy the marriage. Or something that doesn't perhaps make sense. And first of all, you must know why you're going into marriage. Why do I want to be with this person? What are the qualities? What do I really want to? Marriage is for better, for worse. You're going in knowing that you might be there for 100 years. You understand? All these days, people just go into it and they don't think twice. They don't know the principles. They don't know the guidance of going into marriages. And that's why it's cash. That's why it's divorce these days. You understand? But I was able to ask a man that did his anniversary, 53 years in marriage. And I asked him, I said, sir, how did you be with your wife? 3 years. And he said, what kept him with her is because she is him and he is her. She is his friend.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. Now he went into marriage. The very first day he saw her, he said, this is the one I'm really with all the rest of my life.
Okay, so...
And you say what?
No, you can go ahead, sir. The line was breaking.
Okay. And I know of another person again that it was giving a lecture in former government. And he said that what kept him and the wife today, that most times when the love is not there, what keeps them there is commitment. That there are a lot of times the wife will stand up and not love him anymore because of what he has done, what he's doing. But commitment will hold on to both of them. And that commitment will bring back that love. I'm gonna pray we got to. Why? Because she was committed, but he was committed, and they decided that they will make this work. Social media has a lot of problems. Social media has a lot of problems. What they read, and they see, other people try to make you. Like, you know, work for this person doesn't mean it might not work. No, it's your belief, it's your faith. And like I always say, love comes from your spirit man before you man. So you should be able to see this person. Love everything about this person. Not just love. Love does not hold marriage all times. I tell you. Doesn't. Today time goes out so commitment. And you should always look at the good side, the positive side. You should always carry along when the negative side is coming up.
Okay, sir.
Look at the good.
I may have to interrupt you there. Okay, you've highlighted lots of points this morning as to why people, tend to divorce. But I still want to ask a quick one. In a society where, everybody is ambitious, everybody wants to chase career, do you see this as in any way destroying marriages?
Yes, it does. To some people, it does. Because when a man might need a wife, she might not be there. You understand me?
We do.
She might not be there. She might not be there for him. But like I said, commitment, belief in what you're into will also help them. If you understand that this is what she's into or this is what he's into, and it's for the benefit of your home. You should be able to balance things in such a way that it will not be an issue. It's still the same commitment, it's still the same understanding. But a lot can handle that, and they give up on the way. But while you're pushing career, always remember home. Always remember home. Always remember home. Without home, it is not because you might go out and not come back to your home anymore.
That is true.
Always remember home, no matter your pushing your career. Always remember home.
That is true.
That's incredible.
Yes. Dr. Emmanuel, thank you so much for being on the show today. We appreciate you. But just before you go, what do you think? What do you think is the future hope of
For
youths?
marriages.
Because the way it's going, people just come, they are married for 3 months, 2 months, a year, and they are off. Like it's like a chewing gum. They take it in and they throw it out, and they no remorse at all. Things that are not supposed to be.
And they're even proud of it.
And they come on social media.
They celebrate divorce, actually.
Yes.
They even invite people to eat rice.
Yes.
It's infatuation.
Okay, so you're saying people are infatuated with marriage.
No love. Yes, they're infatuated. It's not love. It's not marriage.
That means getting married for the wrong reasons.
Yes, this beautiful girl, I want to marry her. Our wedding will be nice. We will do our wedding on the yacht.
The wedding photos.
From this thing go to the heaven. Well, the honeymoon will be in the sky. In the infatuation. And infatuation will die off in less than 1, 2, 3 years. That thing that was sweet, you're not seeing it anymore. It will be sour. So that's infatuation. That's what it is. The future is bright. The future is bright. The future, it will not stop you from not getting married. But you should always know me to this. You must have a reason of wanting to be with this person.
Well,
you smile with this person for all of my years.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show this morning.
Thank you.
Do have a lovely day and stay safe.
Yes, it's been on the call with Dr. Emmanuel.
Yes, I'm just really having fun on the show this morning. It's just been a wonderful morning. Yes. It's been a wonderful morning. Lots of lessons learned. Lots of great ideas. You can be infatuated with marriage and then the whole ideas, and then at the end of it, everybody starts saying, "Go back home, go back home." So that means the home has a very key role to play.
That is a good place to wrap up the show today. We do hope that the viewers will stay
all of them, they need to learn from everything,
So that it's just how to establish that marriage, that relationship is not marriage basically going for relationship, because it's a good relationship that will eventually be marriage peace. We are appealing to people as their couple. It's not everything you need to bring to social media. It's not everything you need to go to parties. Sometimes just let your friends be. That is one thing I love about marriage. The fact that you're able to restore that sanity, that situation, the third parties, people doing paper things, to be the judge, anything to do with your marriage, everybody knows about it. People tell your story for you because you open the door for them. Please try and work on it. Just stick to this tips and let's see how that goes.
Of course.
Aim here on this show is always to bring tips and people
help people become better and live better.
That marriage and that relationship. And thank you so much. It's been a great morning.
And of course, yes, to add, marriage is not called sacred for the wrong reason. It's called sacred because whatever you do is just, supposed to be between these two persons.
Yes.
And of course, if you're a parent already, if you're married or you're still a young person, you need to make up your mind to ensure that you are going to bring a generation of people. Just like, he said, one of, and the lessons have been, so many. You cannot not train your children. Let me use that word. You cannot not train your children and expect them, to be married and be successful in their marriages. So, yes, so everything we are a product of, in a way, of where we come from. We are a product of to some extent, they say the Bible even says, train up a child in the way it should go,
so that
and when
when
they
are
grow up, they
old,
will not depart from it. We
it.
cannot stop being Africans. We are African women. We cannot be too Western. Even in the Western world, there are people who still celebrate marriage, who have lived in marriages, who have been married all their lives. So if you want successful marriages, if you have made up your mind to be married, if you're married already, if you're planning to be married, you need to make up your mind to be committed, of course, as Dr. Emmanuel rightly said. Commitment. I think that's what has kept our parents, to be married for so long. Commitment is at the center of it all. Don't be infatuated. It's not about the pre-wedding photos. It's not about the honeymoon in the sky, the moon, and of course, our coach rightly said, God first.
Thank you so much, Ellen. It's been fun doing this with you just before we go to
You're back, and your bag's packed already. Because I want to write a long list of what you're going to bring for me from London. Me, I love food. So, as much as you're not going to be able to bring, I have my Nigerian food here. But I want people in London to be able to enjoy everything. So, you need to queue into it. Of course, Nigerian jollof rice will be well represented. And then banga and starch, from the other one.
Everything there is.
And the entertainment aspect. Nigeria, we love the vibes and the every other thing. It's going to be really interesting.
Invite somebody to the page, share live, and
comment.
Leave us with your comments. Let's get to hear from you. And of course, when you think about us, we have a lot of interesting programs here on KESSY TV.
And of course, the men and the ladies behind the cameras to say thank you all.
Thank you.
Make it a romantic weekend, though.
London, we appreciate you. Thank you.
KESSY is in the romantic mood already.
And of course, as well, we leave you with a word that especially for couples. When we talk about marriage, we are not married, but thank God we had people, married people on the show today. Marriage is sacred. Please do well to keep it that way. At some point, when we get to a point of our choice life, you can leave it before then and try to make your marriage work. And let third party stay off your marriage. Communication is key.
And commitment is key. So while we say goodbye to go and enjoy our romantic weekend, however we want to do it, you're looking at me. It's going to be. Yes. Of course, it's Children's Day, and we will stop celebrating the Nigerian child and, of course, all the children in our country. And we are praying for a favorable government that we know ensure security and safety of lives for all of them. I remain your girl, IGUVE.
Yes, I am Princess KESSY. But before we go, we just want to pray a very shout out to one of our very own, somebody we love and respect. Somebody is a very big fish when we talk about the people we have in Nollywood, no other than Dr. Victor Okai, National President, Director of Nigeria. We celebrate you, sir. Happy belated birthday. Thank you for all you do. God bless you from SROTV. We love you. And we say happy
birthday.
Have yourself a lovely Saturday. See you next week.
Bye.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtimes having a.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice